Good evening, my lovely listeners and followers and earthlings on Channel 4. Love and hugs to each and one and all. Let it all flow in. Let it all flow in. Cosmic energy. Go with the flow and don't go against the flow. Okay, I don't know if my fellow listeners picked up on it, but I picked up on it. I said that there'd be light on the seventh day, and in Genesis 1-4, in the KJV, King Charles version of the Bible, that lovely storybook, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters, and God said, "Let there be light," and God let there be light, and there was light. And there was light, and God saw the light that it was good. And God divided the light from darkness, and he called that light day and the darkness night. And that was the first night and day on planet Earth. How the grand architect created it. So anyway, the light was created on the first day. Seventh day was when God rested, because he'd done so much work, hadn't he? So today I'd just like to, so I don't even know if anyone picked it up, but yeah, it was created, earth and heaven, on the first day. So anyway, let's talk about the deep state again. We seem to get on that subject every day. Anthony Albanese, trader, Miles, lost his marbles, no good. The whole government, who you see there up in the government, don't represent us at all. They're just nitwits, nincompoops, pathetic little scum souls that work for the deep state, the dark side, Mr. Louis Cypher. Now, you all know who I soldier on for. Father upstairs. You all should know why I've been put on this earth now, to help you guys out there. My first priority is Australia. And I rule by birthright, divine authority, flowing God's crown, flowing through our crown and our sovereignty. And this is how it all works, and this is why it's all just going so upside down. Chaos, anarchy. This deep state government is pushing migrants here. Now, they're not good migrants. If they were good migrants, they'd all mix into all these new countries, such as in the Western countries, Australia, New Zealand, England, Canada, America, and all through Europe. It's been a Muslim push, Islam, and they wish to convert everyone to Islam. I don't know why, I don't know, as I said, I don't have the answers there. We had a big truce. My ancestors, yes, they were crusaders. Went off in the crusader over there in Jerusalem with King Richard the Lionheart. I think we done 3 or 4 crusades. In my heritage, yes, we're Templars also. And as I said, we were infiltrated by the dark side, well, by the Muslims, I guess, Islam. I don't dare say that Islam's the dark side, but I don't know why they want to push their and force their religions onto, well, the Protestants and Catholics. Have no idea. I don't know why we can't just live here, peace and harmony. But they see us as a weakness, our friendship. Our friendship is a weakness. And they use our Western laws against ourselves. And this is why, if you look back in our Grasby, going back to the 70s and shit, and that's where all this racism come out, and it was probably all planned and orchestrated back then, because we didn't need those laws, racism or discrimination, all that bullshit, because there was laws in existence then. It was called assault, it was called, verbal abuse and so forth. There was laws in the judiciary anyway to cover all that. So I'm just sick of all this bullshit being forced onto us. I guess you guys are out there too. And as I said, take note, it's not, it's like the stigma of it all. There's good and bad in each and every one of us, and that includes your religion too. As I said, I've met many Muslims that study the Quran and Islam, and they're beautiful people. They're beautiful people, beautiful souls. As I said, it's these fanatics, and I can't pinpoint it, but I'm sure we can, as I say, trace the money trail and the paper trails, and you'll find I'll go back to these billionaires and the elites of the dark side. All right, as I said before, I've named those families before, so just go back into my videos and you'll see who those families are. And if the families aren't there, that means they're at the very top. Yeah, they're the ones we got to track down, because they're paying these migrants to come in and cause havoc. Criminals, like what's happened to America. I'm not going into any races or anything. I'm just saying the criminals, it could be right from all around the earth, planet Earth, all the earthlings. They've let all these criminals out of, probably third world countries and first world countries. It's happening. And these are murderers, rapists. These are the bad and the worst of the worst. And they've let them out. And that's why 70,000 illegal visas just in Australia. And that 70,000 people, especially criminals, is a small militia that cause havoc in our realm. These are the ones we've got to round up. And there'll be consequences for their actions, and their controllers, whoever's controlling them, will go back to their controllers. And there's much shit happening out there. As I said, it's just a tip of the iceberg. You got the jab, you got chemtrails, you got cloud seeding, all this dark crap happening behind the veil. And now I've just been advised, I don't know how accurate it is, but the military is tracking and arresting pedophiles in high places. Now these are judges, as I said, to the very, very top, your bureaucrats, high places in the government departments and organisations, and even corporations. I hope this is the right information getting to me. While I'm in, and I have my full powers back, and I really have hope and faith, and Dad upstairs, and you guys out there, it's all about you guys too, that we do have a coronation, you do have a true king. A king that will say yes or no. if you want to do something and ride the bike on the street, I don't come back with a book this bloody big, like all your lawyers and leeches and solicitors are doing, and then suck the money off you guys. Mine is just a plain simple yes or no. That's the problem. There's too many legalities in everything. Legislation. And all this bylaws and so forth. You only need two people sitting in Parliament. Do you like this one for Channel 4? Maybe if I come on and say Channel 4 like that. Now it can be V for victory, V for peace. Maybe that way. I don't know, guys. But I like that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And V for victory, because we are conquerors. Anyway, yeah, we've just got to get to the bottom of a lot of shit, haven't we? A lot of bullshit. And you guys can do that with me and with each other and togetherness and unity, and you know all about your spirituality now. I've told you enough now to climb over a few hurdles. Get big amongst yourself, oneness, interconnectedness. It's all going to happen. It's all going to happen. I'm going to do cards. I might do 3 cards again tonight. And then it's going to be dinner time, isn't it? Got to use a bit late tonight, but just wanted to correct that, yeah, on the first day. Let there be light. And there was light, and then he divided it from night to day. And he called the darkness night and the light day. Makes sense, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. Love it. Love you guys. Spirit. Let's have the spirit. Let the spirit flow in. I said all about your ancestors. Honour is established through ancestry. Beautiful listeners out there. I think that's as far as I'll take you spiritually. I think now's going to be the time where I'll just sit to you and bring in the news, maybe. Just bring in the news. And just have a conversation with you guys. Love you guys. Compassion. Love. Light. Honour. Kindness. Laughter. And dancing. Make sure you're out there dancing. Let your hair down, so to speak. Beautiful. Love yous. Love your peoples. In spirit we are. Yeah, what are we going to pick out today? Ladies and gentlemen, children, teenagers and adults, the earthlings of planet Earth. Here we go. Vacation, already on vacation, supposed to be on vacation. Dreams coming true. Our dreams are coming true. Yes, they are. Make music. Make music. And, of course, when we finish with rounding up all this bullshit, and kicking them down to Mr. Louis Cypher and so forth, It's going to be happily ever after. What a perfect ending for a fairy tale coming true. And that's exactly what it is in this realm. And a perfect fairy tale. Okay, so we got happily ever after, dreams coming true, make music, and happily ever after. I'll read happily ever after and we'll see how we go with that. A happy outcome, boom boom, is assured. Release your anxiety and feel secure that everything is resolved in the end. Remember, new beginnings, rebirth, passion, transformation. This is a reassuring card signaling that the movie you are currently starring in has a very happy ending. Situations that appear sticky and miraculously resolved. Misunderstandings are forgiven, mistakes are forgotten. You are urged to stop worrying about the future, as your fears could be self-fulfilling in a negative way. So, as I say, positive energy, positive way. You could literally sabotage heaven's happy plan for you if your worries are excessive. Don't worry, be happy. So go outside in nature and ask the fairies to help you rejoice in the perfections of creation. Your joy renews your faith and enjoys the happy outcome that is in store for you. Affirmation, everything is divine and perfect order right now. Beautiful. Okay? Beautiful. And that was the vacation card. And detoxation, I told you about that, the toxic people around you. Kick up your heels. Body movement. Peace of mind. Laughter. Making new friends. And environment awareness. And told you all that bullshit there with the wind farms and our electricity. Steam steak on the vampire was. And trust me, everything we had on that ship was self-sufficient. So we just do things in a bigger ways. Just count the continent as a big ship. So you build bigger generators. Turbo alternators we used to call them. They run on steam generated by the boiler, and the boiler, you can power the boiler. Once you generate steam, you can do any uranium. Once you have nuclear reactors, that's the way to go in my books. But if you want to do it with gas can drive the boilers and produce steam for the turbo alternators. Another good alternative. Or you can use waves and hydro, water. There's many, they say the low carbon policy shit they're doing at the moment. But it's all out there to destroy us. Trust me. Okay. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Amen. Do take care and stay safe, brothers and sisters out there, and family and friends. Godspeed.